everyone, and welcome to Nerds with Kids.
Hey, Nerds with Kids. We have a very special guest with us. You may know him as Ninja Brian.
Woo!
And hey, thanks for joining us today, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm sorry I don't have a child with me.
Oh, that's okay.
But,
no, the children are very busy. Tyler is off doing something right now. He's here somewhere, but yeah. We know how that is. They have busy schedules.
They have busy schedules.
Yeah.
Logan obviously has other things he'd rather be doing.
But the one thing I was thinking about today with parenting is it's a war of competing agendas.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. The first time I met you, I was actually very surprised you had a kid because I'm like, oh man, cool dude in a rock band, ninja sex party, and then you're like, oh, I'm a dad too, and I'm like, oh, that's amazing. So it was very cool to learn that you were also a parent. It was a big moment for me. Yeah.
It's nice that you think Ninja Sex Party is a cool rock band.
Dude, they're my favorite band.
Cool rock band.
I went out to see your show. You're one of the only shows I've seen in like the past 3 years. The last show I can remember seeing before Ninja Sex Party was like Dio before he died. I went out and saw Dio with, I wanted to see Coheed and Cambria's band.
That's a big
genre
shift between Coheed and Cambria and Dio.
Well, Coheed and Cambria was opening for them.
Were they really?
Yeah, and I was like, I'm big into Dio and I'm big into Coheed and Cambria, and I'm like, why are they opening for Dio? You know, he's kind of past his prime. But then Dio came out after Coheed and Cambria, and we're like, should we stay? And me and my wife stayed, and he killed it. And we totally understood why he was opening.
He rules.
Yeah, on CD, I would prefer listening to Coheed and Cambria, but the chance to see Dio in concert is a way bigger opportunity than seeing Coheed and Cambria.
Oh, for sure.
And I didn't realize that till he came out in like the sparkly suit. And he had to have been like 60-something. He came out in the sparkly suit, huge monitors behind him, demons come up on him. He's like, what's up, Dio? I'm ready to rock. So it was an awesome show. But your show was amazing too.
Cool.
Yeah, with Twerp. Yeah, I love you guys, the costumes and everything. It just works together. You guys gel really well.
We have a great time.
Yeah. And you're back and forth with the one dude where you weren't having any of his shenanigans.
With Lord Phobos.
Yeah, Lord Phobos. It was awesome. I highly recommend if ever you get the chance to see Ninja Sex Party or Twerp live or them together, go out and see that.
Well, we are locking down tour dates for this year, right now.
Excellent.
We're planning out the year, probably starting in June.
Awesome.
So
Cool.
Have an announcement sometime soon.
Excellent.
Well, and if people wanted to check you out online, you have music videos online, yes?
Yep, Ninja Sex Party on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll link down below in the description of your channel. Should we get into Boss Battle?
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do our Boss Battle this week.
Yeah.
And Brian had one he wanted to talk about,
So it's something I think about a lot. I was talking with these guys right before we started filming. It's about kids and social media. And specifically, what is your guys' policy about your children on videos and on social media? Just anything where you're putting their faces and maybe videos of them out into the public. So it's something that I know there's a wide range of opinions on, from your kid should never, ever be out there, no pictures, no names, no information, to the complete opposite, which is like, whatever, sure, who cares, it's fine.
Yeah, my position has changed on that. So when I first had Logan, I was like, no way, I'm not putting him in anything until he's old enough to consent.
Right.
And then it was weird because of what I do for a living, and Dave, I know that you feel this way because we've talked about it before, but when you feel like this is what I do 24/7 and this is my job, I started feeling like a big liar when my Instagram and my YouTube and everything was not involving him, because he's so much of my life now. Like, I can't be like, oh man, I just spend all this time introspectively vlogging to the camera. Because that's not my life anymore. Or like my Instagram being just out having fun reading a comic. I can't right now.
For sure.
Or I could be just out having fun reading a comic with like a dude crawling on me. Like, that's a lot more honest. And so rather than feeling like, well, this is my brand and my Instagram and Twitter have to all be pre-produced and without the baby, I was like, I'm just going to be honest. But I try to keep the focus on me. So this is my life. This is my social media. And he's a part of it.
Yeah.
So that's where that line is for me. And I feel like that's what, with this channel, what made me feel okay with it is I was like, yes, we're nerds with kids. It's not kids are the focus and they also have nerdy parents. I feel like this channel is more of our journey with the children as parents, as opposed to, look at my kid do dumb stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a big difference there for me.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I agree too. And my thing is, when we were kind of like you. We didn't have him on any social media at the beginning. But I don't think it was that we were against social media. It's like when he was first born, they're like, this is kind of our time to be with him. Like he wasn't even on Facebook. Like our friends on Facebook couldn't even see him. Hang on 1 second.
Time to go. Time in.
Yeah. So we kind of got him into social media slowly because like the first thing that the way he got on Facebook was like friends and family, like close friends and family are like, why is he never on Facebook? Like we want to see pictures. So like we started putting him on Facebook a little bit, and then we like Instagram's like a big thing for me, and like I was taking pictures like without him, and like at some point I'm like, this just feels dishonest, and like he's such a big part of your life that like you want him in there, like you know, you want him to be kind of in all aspects of your life, like you don't want to separate him from aspects of your life. That was my feeling anyway.
But what do you guys think? I mean, the objection that I hear the most from people, which I have the most sympathy for, is that there's kind of two. One is that when they're, you know, teenagers or preteens or whatever, they will potentially look back on the stuff that you posted and be like, oh my God, what? No. And then kind of in line with that also, there's a friend of mine just brought this up a couple months ago, and I never thought about it before, but I think it's a really relevant objection, which is when you're putting them out there, you're defining their personality for them in a sense, right? You're defining their public personality. And is that okay? And I think that's a pretty valid objection, right? You're to say that your kid needs to find their own way in the world and not have stuff that they feel beholden to, or some need to kind of keep up in terms of what other people see of them, right?
Right.
So why
true.
is
I
it
hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, why is it that we, as the parents, are putting something out there for them and effectively kind of biasing people in one direction already? And
What direction though do you feel about? Like I don't feel like I try to like
Brand.
like brand him or like try and get him to play with certain toys or anything. I don't really feel like I'm defining him. I'm just like it's just like we're hanging out and snapping a picture.
Yeah.
I guess I don't really think about defining personalities in terms of social media anyway, because it's just like whatever I'm doing at the time.
Yeah.
So it's not like
Well, I think there's the extreme version, which is this is the kid's brand, and like that. I mean, I don't know. Anyone who thinks about their kid's brand, I have an immediate problem with. But they're also, if the kid's just doing stuff, like, you know, so my daughter is almost 4, and she's playing guitar, and like a little toy guitar and stuff like that. So is that like her thing now? Maybe it's kind of silly, but you know, I think it is a valid objection.
More balls.
It's a valid objection. I don't know. I guess when they're old enough, just make clear to them, it's like, hey, you don't have to do any of this stuff that like you're taking pictures of. Like
But
the pictures of you are not who you are.
Easier said than done, though, right?
Is it? I don't know. He hasn't hit that age where we can have that kind of conversation.
Yeah, well, neither is Audrey.
So you think they'll feel obligated to be like, I'm in all these pictures playing guitar. Like, am I the guitar kid? You think that's what they're gonna feel like?
I think it's a risk. I don't know.
I didn't consider that.
Especially when you're, you know, like preteen and up until you're basically an adult. You're, you know, what other people think of you is so important, right? I mean, at least I think it is to most teenagers. Right? You spend your teenage and like college years kind of crafting like your public face in some sense.
Figuring out who you are, not even for the public, but just for yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the first part of what you were talking about, where you worry about it being embarrassing for them when they're older. That was my biggest hang up. You know, because I don't want him to be 16 and on a date and someone to say like, oh, I found the video of your first poo-poo in the potty. Like that's for me where it's like, you know, I want to, anything that he's featured in, it's my journey. It's not his journey. Like his journey is his, and I don't know that I have the right to share that with the world. But from I can share my perspective and my journey. Right, big guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
And we normally don't shoot super embarrassing stuff like that.
No.
That's
like,
the way I've
no naked pictures.
End of story,
right? Like ever.
And definitely. And like the way I think about it is like I'm like, would I be okay with the stuff that I'm putting out there if like if like a similar video or photo came up of me. And like the stuff that was online of me, and like I think about it, I'm like, okay, so I take a picture of us like hanging out at the pool. I'm like, if a picture of me and my dad hanging out at the pool when I was a kid surfaced, would that be embarrassing for me? I'm like, no. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that also changes at at when you're an adult as opposed to when you're in like high school.
Right.
When you're in high school, there's a phase where like everything's embarrassing for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So you're saying I shouldn't post a lot of pictures of like my snuggle bumpkin.
Well, see, the thing, I mean, I what I do with Audrey is a lot of what I do on Twitter, like conversations we have or things she says, my Instagram, I do post pictures and videos of her, and her and I, sometimes, not often, but occasionally it's just her. So I've erred not on the side of caution, because I think, like you guys say, it's a big part of my life, and also, just so freaking cute and does such awesome stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's literally like this is too great not to share.
Yeah.
Well, and then there's a whole different side of it that comes into play for women, I think, that a friend of mine, and I won't say her name, but a friend of mine who does what we do said, from a branding perspective, I know that it could be harmful to my brand to now be a mom because that makes me less sexually appealing. And so it's the same thing that I think a lot of female personalities go through when they get married. Do I be public about my marriage? Do I wear my wedding ring on camera? That kind of thing. And my friend was like, you know what? Pardon, this is going to be crude. Hold your ears if you're young. But she was like, if less people want to fap to me on the internet, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
And that's just what it has to be. Like, I'm with you, Dave, that I'm like, this is my reality that I'm sharing with people. And if that's not branded or packaged the way that people would like it to be, then oh well. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, because I was just thinking, it's also, I don't see a lot of women talk about their pregnancy, like women in our kind of space, gaming, streaming, whatever. And one exception I can think of right now is Dodger. Right?
She's doing great.
She's doing great.
Yeah.
And it's like a big part of what she's talking about.
I work in the same office as her. We should get her on the show.
We should definitely get her on the show.
Yeah.
All right, Logan, let's go over here for a sec.
She's awesome though. She can pretty much do whatever she wants and like.
Yeah.
Oh, she has her own coffee brand now too.
I know.
It's
I saw
pretty good.
that. It's
yeah.
great.
Yeah, I've had it. It's pretty good coffee. Yeah.
Well, like I'm good friends with Felicia Day, and she hid her pregnancy up until like 2 weeks before her due date.
Yeah, because I remember when she like announced it or something like that. Everyone was like, "What? Oh my god!"
Yeah. So she and I actually became friends because of hiding pregnancies.
Oh really?
Because I shot Co-Optitude for Geek and Sundry with her brother Ryan, and I was like, "Hey guys, can we frame this like?" Because I was probably 5.5 or 6 months pregnant at that point, and I was like, "Sorry, we're gonna have to like shoot around this." And Ryan was like, "Oh, are you pregnant? When's your due date?" And I didn't see it coming at all. And then like that night or the next day, I got an email from Felicia that was like, "I'm also having a secret baby. we should talk about our secret babies."
That's awesome.
It was great. Yeah, it was awesome.
Baby club.
Because I don't think. I mean, it's less of a thing for dudes, obviously, but I don't think I announced that I was expecting a kid until after. I can't remember, to be honest, and it's possible I did, but I don't think so. Just because it's so, it's like that thing where what's the rule of thumb is you don't talk about it until you're after the first trimester.
That's what they
could
say.
Go wrong,
Yeah.
Even though tons of people just don't seem to care about that. But it just felt like anything could go wrong at any time.
Well,
and
it's
especially being a public figure, like if there is a miscarriage or a stillbirth or something, like, do you want to like get into that? No.
And when I deal with hard stuff, I like shell up like a cocoon. So some people it might be cathartic for them to share it with the world.
Right.
But for me personally, it wouldn't be. It sounds like it wouldn't be.
No, I absolutely, like when there's a healthy baby to talk about, great.
Yeah,
but,
awesome.
Like before that moment, it was like, well, let's see where this goes.
I also think this is such a loaded one. Thank you for bringing this up. But I also think that there's a huge question of like people who aren't pregnant or who don't have kids probably don't want to hear about this stuff. So like then are you changing your entire demographic, like your entire audience? That was a big one for me because I mostly do tech and video games. So my audience is primarily male.
Right.
For me to come on and be like, let me tell you about this weird thing in my pregnancy. I don't know that that's in line with my audience. So that was something I also really struggled with. So I had a couple vlogs that were very like, it was just my honest, like I could never be the person that's like, this blessed, beautiful thing that's happening to my body. Like, I was like, dude, this is some weird stuff. Like, this is like Spaceballs, alien kind of shit that's happening to my body. So I had like 1 or 2 like that, but I was like, I can't do like weekly pregnancy vlogs because that's not what I do.
Yeah.
It's super weird finding that balance.
For me, like, what was I going to talk about? Oh, my wife's still pregnant. And,
Yeah.
Like, she's going through stuff, but what do I know? Because I'm just kind of watching.
So who knows? Well,
They're
right now
playing.
he and Ty are playing very nicely.
I don't know what game this is.
I don't know what game it is either. I think it's Touch the Butt. Maybe
It's a
inspired
weird
by
game.
Finding Nemo.
We play a lot of that in our house.
No, don't climb on
All right,
it.
I'm going to show you guys this. Hold on. How cute.
Oh, adorable. You guys are being super cute right now. Don't poke him too much, buddy.
Yeah. Super cute.
Cool. Should we do Take My Rupees?
Let's do Take My Rupees.
Okay, cool. I'm going to get mine real quick.
Okay. So, Brian, why don't you start us off? What'd you bring?
All right, I brought 2 things. One is something Audrey's into, and one is something I'm into.
And how old is Audrey for everyone at home?
Audrey is almost 4.
Okay, cool.
Just under 4.
So this is great for almost 4.
And she is, it's really great for her. So Audrey is, she's not reading yet, and so we're going to talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But she's really into books.
Okay.
So we do a lot of reading with her, and recently she was asking, she saw me or Rachel reading like a comic book or a graphic novel, and she said, "What's that?" Comic book. And she said, "I want a comic book."
Yes!
Yes was exactly our reaction. And so we asked around, and some friends of ours recommended Zeta the Space Girl, which it's by, I think you pronounce his name, Ben Hatke.
Okay.
And there's a series of 3 of these, and he has another series called Mighty Jack and a bunch of other just kind of standalone books. And Audrey is obsessed with Zeta the Space Girl. I saw
awesome.
like Cory Doctorow or someone was talking about this on Boing Boing years ago, like way before I had a kid. And the art is great, the story is great. It's, this like, I don't know how old she's supposed to be, maybe 10-year-old girl who goes on adventures throughout space. She has, you can sort of see here, she gets transported to this other world, other planet. I think it's supposed to be in maybe a different dimension, maybe the same, it's sort of unclear. And there's robots and mice, like giant mice, which I think you can see, up here. The story is awesome. The art is awesome. It's just a great, like, I love reading.
I want to read it for me.
Yes.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
It's legitimately good.
Is that a Voltorb hanging out there?
Tyler, can you come say hi to everybody?
Is what?
Is that a Voltorb hanging out
No,
there?
sorry. That is one. He's a very angry little robot.
Cool.
It's not dark. Mm-hmm. Like Audrey she gets scared it's kind of random, but some things just rub her the wrong way, like at any kid.
Yeah.
But nothing in this scares her.
That's great.
That's awesome.
I very highly recommend Zeta the Space Girl, literally for anybody, but especially if you've got like maybe a 4-year-old and up. We started reading this like a month ago when Audrey was roughly 3.5, a little older. It's really, we read them, I think we read this specific book or one of its sequels every day. And
That's
for
awesome.
the past 3 months.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
A nice bridge into the comic book world. I
Yeah,
like
totally.
it.
And, a great, like, strong female lead who's, just on her own, making awesome choices and doing great things. And it's also great as the parent of a little girl, like to have, be all the time. She's like, "Daddy, I'm Zeta. And look at me, I'm doing this thing, I'm saving the world." And
That's
just
great.
Would you have her cosplay as Zeta?
well, she talks a lot about Halloween. And she's already assigned us roles for this coming Halloween, and she wants to be Zeta. Now,
Oh, cool. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be the Voltorb? The one?
He wants me to be like kind of the main driver. A lot of this stuff is a guy named Piper.
Okay.
Who?
Oh, that guy on the back.
Yeah, this guy on the back here. So
Yeah.
I think I'm supposed to be Piper. Although the way it works, Dave, I don't know if you guys get this with pretend play is.
Yeah, we'll show that in just a second.
A little early.
Who
but
we
thank
are changes all the time.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Daddy, I'm Zeta. You're Piper. No, you're Mouse. And Mommy, you're Madrigal." Is another character that shows up.
Yeah. Yes,
So
it
we
definitely
get
does.
Assigned roles.
Yeah.
Love it.
And the other thing I brought, so this was more for me, speaking of reading, is this book. It's called Teach Your Child to Read in 100 Easy Lessons by Siegfried Engelmann.
Okay.
I heard
Sounds like a very smart name.
Yes,
Siegfried Engelmann.
Yes.
I heard John McWhorter talk about this on the Lexicon Valley podcast, which is a great language and linguistics podcast. It comes out bi-weekly. I really highly recommend it. I love it. And John McWhorter is a linguist and academic. He actually does a lot of different stuff. I think at Columbia. Just a really, a really smart and interesting guy. And he has a youngish daughter, maybe 5. And he was talking about how he was using this book to teach her to read. It's like 15-minute lessons. This guy, there's a really interesting thing. I don't know anything about pedagogy or teaching kids to read.
Yeah.
But this guy developed his own like orthography. Like he writes differently to emphasize different sounds, and it's really digestible and really easy. Audrey and I haven't started it yet, but because you have to do like not much prep, but like a little bit of prep.
Yeah.
And it, so asterisk. This might not work at all for us.
Yeah.
But
you haven't tried it yet.
Porter was saying it works great for him, and it seems like a really interesting, well thought out, and scientific way to teach a kid to read.
Awesome.
Yeah, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
So he says here, for like roughly around 5 is when most kids start, but like an engaged 3.5-year-old who seems ready, which mine definitely is probably capable of doing it too.
Oh, cool.
So,
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, give it a try.
Lesson, like for 15 minutes a day, that's like just over 3 months, and then by the end you're reading.
Wow.
That's super cool.
So
Awesome.
I'm gonna start diving into this.
Yay!
Tyler was doing the craziest thing the other day. My wife wrote out Mommy, Tyler, and Daddy on we have like a Etch-a-Sketch type. It's like an electronic Etch-a-Sketch is I guess the best way to describe it. It's called a boogie board. I should bring that in for Take My Rupees. I don't know if I did that yet.
You did not do a boogie board yet.
But anyway, so she wrote the 3 words, and she's like, okay, point to Tyler, and he points to his name. Point to Mommy, and he points to his name. And like she was switching up the order and stuff, and he was getting it. And I'm like, that's crazy. I didn't know he could do that. So he's surprising me. So maybe he'll be an early reader, which would be great. He's still having a little trouble with colors, which is weird.
Oh, that's interesting.
I hope he's not colorblind, but I don't think he is. It's weird. So this is
They can test for that pretty early, right?
Yeah. Well, this is the weird thing. So I'll hold up an M&M and I'll offer him. I'll be like, okay, what color is this, Tyler? And he doesn't know. He goes, green, or he'll just guess a color and he won't get it. But then if I take one red M&M and one green M&M, and I'm like, point to the green one, he gets the green one. Point to the red one. Point.
Yeah,
so he's really good at like He's really. I guess the best way to put it is he's really good at multiple choice. Like if you give him choices, he's gonna get it. But he can't just like answer the question all the time. So it's interesting.
Audrey is at a point now where she'll be like, she'll just start saying what letter different words start with. So she'll be like, we'll be like, there's a pig, and she's like, pig. Pig, it starts with P.
Oh, that's great.
That sort of stuff. So she's like clearly just on the. She can identify reliably most letters most of the time. And so she like is just starting to associate sounds with them, which is
awesome.
Which is why I think the reading thing.
Yeah, very cool. Yeah, let us know how that works out.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Should we move on to you?
Sure. So I'm gonna have to take a picture of this or a small video that we can put on screen because I tried to get it down. It's hanging in Logan's nursery. I tried to get it down and I'm just not tall enough even when I stand on the rocking chair. But it is a hanging. It's not really a mobile, but it's a wooden toy that's a dragon with flapping wings with a little boy riding on it.
Ooh.
And we hang it right above Logan's rocking chair. And the reason that I want to bring it up for Take My Rupees is because if you've been following the series, you know Logan is having a major sleep regression and I'm not sleeping at all.
Oh, yeah.
One of the
I've been
things
there.
that's working right now when he is freaking out in the middle of the night is I'll say, Logan, do you want to see the dragonfly? Let's see the dragonfly. And we're rocking and I reach up and I pull down on the little thing and the wings just slowly flap.
That works?
And he just stares
Oh my
at
God.
it.
That's
yeah,
awesome.
It calms him down and it's worked beautifully. And we tried. I'll have to do a nursery tour. Someone said nerdsery tour and I was like, yes, we should do that.
Clever.
I will have to do one so you can see, but in his room, one of the things we really tried to go with is everything that promotes imagination, but not in a scary way. So there's a lot of stuff you can find that are dragons that look kind of terrifying.
Yes.
But this one, because it's a nice dragon, it has a little boy riding on it, it's a friendly dragon.
Yeah.
It worked A-okay with our theme. So I think it's made by a company called Gobe, G-O-B-E. But when I film it to put up here, I'll make sure to close up on that for you guys. But
Awesome.
yeah,
Cool.
it's a big win for us right now.
Those sleep regressions are the worst.
Yeah, I'm glad you found something that helps because I remember you were struggling with that.
It's helping about every other night. So
Okay.
like he slept through the night last night.
Well, yeah.
But the night before he was awake from 4 to 6.
Cool.
And just like crawling around our heads, like I try everything and then bring him into our bed as a last resort. And then it's like his feet are just mushing my face around. You know, we're going through it pretty hard.
We have
right now.
a rule now. When Audrey was that age, we couldn't enforce this, but after like she turned roughly 3, it's like she does not sleep in our bed.
Really?
Like, yeah, because
Really?
like I'm a very light and terrible sleeper, and if she is in bed with me,
You
I'm
won't sleep at all.
literally
Yeah.
not sleeping. So
Oh, man.
we, had to enforce it. Like go from we never did full co-sleeping,
Right.
but yeah, no, the getting kicked thing is the worst. Like 'cause
Yeah.
you just like
Well, Logan's discovered pulling hair,
oh.
so that's pretty hard to
And
sleep through.
I mean, and yours is just like hanging down, right?
Well, no, I keep it tied in
Oh,
like
you
a
do?
bun now when I sleep because of him.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh wait, but there's some
God.
baby hairs free right
Yeah.
here. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's all about it.
Yeah. We try to
baby.
get Tyler to sleep in his own bed, and the vast majority of nights he does. But like if he's sick or something, like I can't take him like being in the other room crying, so I'll have to like bring him into the bed. And luckily, I'm not like a super light sleeper like you. I'm
Yeah.
pretty much out when
Okay.
I'm out.
That works for a lot
Yeah.
of people, right?
But yeah, we're trying to get him to sleep in his own bed too. Because if you the really bad thing though is after he's sick and after he sleeps in your bed a couple nights, even when he gets better, he doesn't want to go back to his own
Right.
bed. It's so rough getting him back then.
You have like one night where
Yeah.
they're in your bed and it's like
Yeah.
hanging out the window. You have
Yeah,
Audrey
and
does
now they're
the
like,
same
I want
thing.
this forever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
That's
gonna
what we're worried about. Yeah, get yours.
Yeah,
What's your
yeah.
take my rupees?
It's okay. Oh, Tyler.
So Tyler was showing it off earlier.
Bad timing, but he did it. So I'm kind of on a Harry Potter kick. I guess my last few things have been Harry Potter.
Wait,
but this is the.
hold on. Can you just repeat that? I didn't hear
I'm
you.
on a Harry Potter kick. So I'm anti Harry Potter, or I was for
I
a long
didn't know
time.
that about you.
Well, I wasn't anti. I
You
saw
didn't know
one of the
anything about
movies.
it.
Well, I saw one of the movies and I wasn't really feeling it. Fantastic Beasts is the first Harry Potter movie that I saw that I actually liked, and so this is a Fantastic Beasts.
I had to turn it off.
Coloring.
Half an hour
Really?
in. I like could not get into it.
Really?
Aw,
Yeah.
I thought the acting was great and the world building was really good. A story all on its own. This is my TLDR.
Yeah.
As a story all on its own, nah.
No?
But it was a great first entry into a new,
Yeah.
what is it supposed to be, a 6-part series, 7-part
Not to
series?
take away from.
Yes.
No, now it's done. No. But anyway, it's the first one. Well, because the Harry Potter movie, I saw the big climax was they point their wands at each other and they go, ah, and then like a bunch of like special effects happen in the middle. And I thought,
spoiler alert,
oh, I'm
Dave.
sorry. Well, that's spoiler alert. That's every Harry Potter movie, Voldemort in there.
Yeah.
But this was kind of cool. It kind of had a different bent on it. This guy was kind of trying to
So
like
this is a coloring book?
protect these creatures. Yeah, and it's a coloring book, and it's got so much content in it that like we got this months ago, and he hasn't even like gotten
Wow.
through all of it yet. So it's like scenes right out of the movie. So it's really cool. I like it. We sit and color in this sometimes.
Can he watch the movie? Is the movie too scary?
He would probably be scared by the
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, he hasn't seen any of the movies yet. Actually, he gets scared. He's kind of the same thing where he gets scared a little bit easily. My wife was trying to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit the other day, and the
That's
weasels.
scary.
The weasels scared him.
The weasels, well, and
Everything with Judge Doom is.
Oh, yeah.
Judge Doom and the Dip,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Actually-
She should not have had him watch that.
just
Well,
murdering cartoons.
At the
Yeah.
very end, that scene, when he like gets
baby.
run over
Yeah.
with a steamroller and then reinflates and his
Yeah.
eyes pop
It's
out.
terrifying.
It's
Yeah.
it's terrifying.
Yeah, you're right. I forgot about the end of that movie. Well, what happened was, so she's like, we're going to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit. And I started watching. The weasels come in. He's like, Daddy, no, too scary. And me and him went and played blocks, and then she finished watching the movie. But yeah, thinking back to the whole movie, yeah, he's probably too young for that.
It's so random.
Yeah.
Audrey like we went to Disney over Halloween, and she loves the Haunted Mansion, and she liked the Nightmare Before Christmas Haunted Mansion. Oh, thank you.
Oh, he brought you a toy.
Oh, I
He's
love
warming
this
up to
ball.
you.
I have this exact ball.
Yeah.
Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
And so then she wanted to know more about Nightmare Before Christmas, and we were like, is it too scary? I don't know. So we kind of just showed her parts of it, and she loved it so much, we showed her the whole thing, and it was fine.
Great.
But Ratatouille was like totally terrifying from the get-go.
Oh,
For
funny.
some totally mysterious reason.
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that, but sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also had to-
Ratatouille. She
went
doesn't
to
like
see,
rats. She
you
doesn't
know,
like vermin.
Had to
Who does?
leave, Trolls.
Oh,
So,
really?
Oh, Trolls is so cute.
Yeah, but the whole movie is
I
about
hated
death.
Trolls.
They're gonna eat them.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
It's about like the Bergen, I think that's their name, right? Are trying to
Yeah, they're just
capture
trying
and
to
eat
capture and
Oh.
eat trolls.
trolls. So it's like a whole movie in which
But they never get to, right? Yeah.
they get pretty close.
Do they get close?
So about I don't know, half an hour before the end, 20 minutes before the end. Daddy, I don't like this. I don't like. I want to go.
no.
And like, yeah, it was
I
a bad scene.
Yeah, I walked into Trolls was on TV, and I walked in, and they were doing a musical number, and I'm like, nope, too sugary and cute for me. Like I couldn't deal with it.
Well, I didn't realize all the music was going to be covers.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't original music, right?
Well, no,
Like, there's
Justin
was that-
Timberlake did the music for
There was
it,
like
didn't
one. There was his single from it.
Thank
I
you,
thought
buddy.
A lot of the songs they sing in the movie are covers, aren't
he? Oh,
they?
they
Just
might
dance,
be.
dance, dance.
Yeah,
That's the
I don't know.
original.
Yeah, yeah.
I might be wrong. I have very
The-
poor memory of this
Yeah.
because I was wrangling a kid.
We
So-
laughed so hard at the Super Bowl party we were at when Justin Timberlake started the song from Trolls. Like, the first couple notes of it started, and everyone at my Super Bowl party was like, and all the parents!
Yeah, yeah.
Because everyone's seen Trolls like a million times.
Have
Yeah.
you guys have you seen Sing?
Yes,
The
it's
kids.
so cute.
Audrey
No.
loves it.
It's super cute.
She
Is it?
walks around the house going, oh my gosh, look at her butt.
It's American Idol with animals.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. It's very
It's
Hey,
good.
not
buddy.
breaking any, animation barriers.
No.
But, like it's Audrey. Just love the music, love the animation.
Awesome.
You okay?
Oh yeah, I just got slammed with a ball in the face. Thank you, buddy.
Here, look,
It's
Tom.
okay. He's not very strong yet, so I can put up with my parent abuse that's happening
The
here.
parent
Tom.
abuse.
Yeah. Okay. And so let's go to the multiplayer.
Multiplayer segment. Deb Noble says, Trisha, are you signing with Logan? I thought I caught the more sign. That's awesome. I love the idea of using VR to help kids deal with shots. That's such a fantastic application of the technology. It could also be a really cool way of explaining immunization to kids. Training or powering up your immune system to help it fight enemies. I missed a bunch of these, but they're fantastic. I really need to go back and catch up. On our last episode, we had there was this VR headset that came down, and like a VR program like helped you get the shot. Like
Oh, that's
instead of it
cool.
being a needle in the VR world, it's just like a fire fruit, which is less scary. And the kids were loving
you
it.
defeat a giant with
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Very cool.
Once you get the fire
awesome.
fruit, you're powered up. Yeah, I would love to do Tyler with that, but I don't know where they offer
It's a
them.
fun way of being pro-vaccine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And yes, I was signing with Logan. We tried to do, I read an article that were like the top 5 baby signs to help you communicate and, have less frustration between you and your baby. And the only one he's really picked up on is more, but we do
Oh, yeah.
more. Oh, very good,
That was
little
the
boy. He's
only
doing it
one
right
you
now.
picked
That
up.
was the only
Yep.
one Tyler got. Probably because it immediately gets rewarded with food if you do it
Yes.
correctly.
She
Yeah.
sort of did milk.
Yeah.
Yes, so he sort of does milk as well. But Logan's more is one finger. He does one finger with
Oh, that's
it.
cute. Like closed hand and one finger.
Yep. Mhm.
That's awesome.
So that's Logan's more, and so he does it for food, and he does it for singing, and he does it for books.
Aw.
So when he wants more books, more singing, or more food, then he gets that. But yeah, that's the one he picked up on. We also tried Mama and Dada, but he didn't care about that at all.
For us, it was literally just more and milk and then nothing else.
Yep.
And we also didn't try super hard.
Yeah, well, that's kind of us too. We were like, all right, well, we'll go for these things. And he takes swim lessons, and at his swim lessons, they do 3 new signs every week.
Oh, that's
He's
awesome.
still a little bit too young to pick up on it, but we'll see if any of it sticks.
Yeah.
Help me, Daddy?
You need help? Oh, he fell over.
Oh, I thought that was a fun help me, Daddy.
No.
A scared one.
He was in the Mickey car and fell over on his side.
That's hard to do, buddy. You flip the
Yeah, man.
Yes, so Imaginary Enemy says, yes, please read Tyler, the Harry Potter books. They have illustrated versions now that have fantastic illustrations.
Oh.
So another good bridge into comics, maybe.
Although, for me, the question is it going to be too scary?
The Harry Potter
There's
books?
some stuff that, like, actually, I've never read the Harry Potter book. I've only seen the movies.
Okay.
But there's some stuff that goes down, right?
So
Like-
I have read all of the books and
Yeah.
seen all of the movies. And I will say that at the time that they came out, Harry ages from 11 to, I think it's 11 to 17 or 11 to 18 throughout the series. And the books are really tailored to the age that Harry is.
Oh, that's interesting.
So they start out being for a much younger audience, and then they deal with more adult themes as the kids age
great,
up.
yeah.
So by the time you get to, spoiler alert, I feel like we're out of the statute of limitations
Yeah.
on this,
Yeah, yeah.
but by the time you get to the fourth book, you deal with a student being killed
Right.
by Voldemort.
Right.
So there's some real heavy stuff that goes down as you get older. So to my parent, I have I have a few parent friends that always ask me, like, do you think my kids are old enough for it?
Yeah.
And one of my best friends, her kids are 8 and 10, and she has now gone through the entire series with them and just said, you know, if we're reading, she read the books first, and said, if we're reading anything that sounds scary, please just ask mommy to stop, or we can skip over a section.
Yeah.
And they had lots of talks about it, but they went through. But I mean, yeah, in the second book, I think you're introduced to Moaning Myrtle, who is a suicide
Yes,
ghost.
right.
Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of things you're like, okay. But as long as you talk about it with your kids, I think that it can be okay.
Yeah, and there's also just the whole, like, are we doing chapter books? Like that, they jump from, like, the kids' books to chapter books. We tried reading The Little Prince to Audrey.
Yeah.
And she just, like, was too young for it. It's, like, too dense, too many words, like,
Right.
just not
Not
old
feeling it.
enough. Probably we'll, wait a few months and then try again.
It's like,
That's
read me
another-
Zeta instead.
Yes. Yeah, why isn't this Zeta?
Yeah.
Is basically what it
Got
is.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, this comment's from Elizabeth Phillips. It's a tip. It says, Trisha, you mentioned that Logan doesn't attend through a whole book. I'm a speech pathologist and work with a lot of itty bitties. When parents ask me about this, I recommend to start with the title, flip each page saying one word, and pointing to the picture. End the book with, the end. This usually gets kiddos used to reading a book beginning to end. Then as he gets better at paying attention, you can add more words. I could go on about how wonderful reading books is for
interesting, yeah.
little ones, but I'll stop myself before this gets out of hand.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
good tip.
So Logan actually loves books, and maybe this is an age thing, but he really is, like you said, he really will only pay attention to books that have a few words per page. Like, he asks for one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish all the time, but
Yeah.
he will not pay attention through that many words
Audrey
on a
was the
page
same
right
thing.
now.
I think it is an age thing. I think
Yeah,
you're
so,
right.
but he loves, like, he has a Little Red Barn book
Yeah.
where it's, on the little green farm was a little red barn, and he can pull down the flap, and then we turn the page.
yeah.
So, like, that's about what his attention span is one or two lines, and an activity. This dude's real big into, like, Pat the Bunny.
Oh, yes.
All about Pat the
And
Bunny.
you
Nice.
lift the flap books. or,
Yes.
like,
Yeah.
guaranteed
Where's
winner.
Baby's
Exactly.
Belly Button
Yes,
is
we-
a big winner.
Yep.
Elmo's big lift and flip book.
Oh, we don't have that one yet.
have,
He loves it.
Peekazoo or Peekaboo.
No.
They're these, like, maybe 10 or 12 page long, like, tiny little board books.
Yeah.
And they're all things, it says Pika, and then you turn the page and it's something that rhymes with zoo.
Awesome. Well, Brian, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you guys, I had a great time. It was great to
Yeah, thanks
be
for coming
here
out, man.
and, like, and talk kids.
Yeah. And there'll be a link to your page on in the description. Check that out for sure. And we'll see you all next time.
Cool. Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking right here. And if you want to check out last week's podcast, you can go ahead and click right over here. And as always, don't forget to like and leave a comment. All right, see ya. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can do that by clicking right here. Or if you want to see last week's podcast, go ahead and click right over here to the right. And as always, don't forget to like and leave a comment if you can. Okay, see ya.